Hello, folks. Today we talk with Ratz about his horrible Luxidoor spawn. And yet, he kept his options open to find a win condition, in this case, Cloaks. How those Cloaks almost got caught a bunch of times, but he played smart to get the win. Okay, let's watch the game. Hello, I'm eSpark. I'm leader of the Arctic Wolves on Poly Champions, and with me today is Ratz.
Hello, I'm Ratz. I'm a player for Team Wildfire, and today we've got a very nice game here for you.
So the first thing that I heard about this spawn is awful, right? Because you have a mountain blocking you. Tell me about this spawn.
So I would like to get into the middle of the map and step somewhere as soon as I can. However, I'm being blocked by the mountains, and I noticed that he's got a lighthouse spawn because I checked the score.
Yes.
And if you check, if he actually spawns in the north corner, which is this tile, if that's his capital, there can't be a village here because I have one tile of fog on this side.
Isn't it true that like all tiny drylands maps, if it's a lighthouse spawn, it's in the north? I don't know why that is, but I think that's a thing.
I don't actually know if that's a thing or not, to be fair. It could be true. Anyway, so I didn't know that. I was thinking, okay, if he spawns in the north, I can't go northeast because then I would just lose tempo towards the mid-map because I'm just not hitting anything.
Right.
But also, if I go towards this side, if he spawns in here, I have a contested village there to work with. So I just open with double warrior, and I move for that exact reason that I said, that in case he spawns in the north, I just walk into him as a trap. I don't want to lose.
You
tempo
don't want
like
to,
so I just walk that way.
And you know there's no city that way, but now there's no village. Where are your villages?
There's no village. I reveal this ruin, and I go towards this side to find all the potential villages and also ruins potentially on the edge of the map. And I'm just spreading. What I like to do in general is I like to just throw warriors everywhere because warriors are only 2-star units.
Yeah.
Which even in the beginning, it's a low commitment play.
Yeah. Warriors are cheap and they can clear fog as fast as any other unit.
Yeah, exactly. So I just throw them out, and I step on the ruin, and I end up meeting him here.
Rah. Still no villages, but yeah. So now you know the opponent's in the north, and he's got riders.
Yeah. I end up hitting, and it's like, this warrior is just gonna die. I would like to move this guy into the lighthouse to get the lighthouse a bit sooner, but I can't really risk it.
No.
I know he doesn't have vision because Luxidoor doesn't spawn with, like, you can't upgrade it to an explorer on the capital.
Right.
But he could have a C2, he could explore that, and then he could see that there's a potential cap siege incoming.
Right.
That he could do.
You don't want to leave your capital open, even though he can't have vision, because you cannot get a capital explorer with Luxidoor. That's like the only tribe you can't do that. But you still you don't feel comfortable leaving your capital open.
Yeah, I just play it safe here. I don't risk stepping off. It loses me only one turn of tempo towards the lighthouse. This guy, I was thinking of taking the ruin, but also if there's a village here, I could take the village here, and I was still not sure how I was going to play this. I was going to let the ruin decide how I was going to approach the situation.
That's good. Keep your options open because a lot can change with the ruin.
Yeah. So he simply picks off the warrior in a very nice way. I can't retaliate in any way. I get an explorer ruin, and I get this lighthouse in the east. I lose the coin flip, and he goes towards the south, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I get the second lighthouse, which now gives me multiple options. I get vision onto this ruin as well. I get vision onto this village. I see what kind of village I have with organization here. And I see I don't need this lighthouse now to get this capital giant. I could get it with hunting and the organization.
So you're thinking to go organization and pick up that village.
Yes. And what I'm also thinking is I'm gonna ignore this village in the east. I'm gonna take this warrior to take this village one turn delayed, which at that point, like, it doesn't really matter. I'm just ignoring this village in the east, because this guy's gonna take the ruin, which means this guy can take the lighthouse and the ruin, or I train another warrior to take the lighthouse while this guy takes the ruin, because I don't need the lighthouse now.
All right.
And also this village is gonna be my Eye of God. Very likely.
So your goal is to just walk a unit to get the lighthouse in the west, and then once you claim that village around with the mountains, you're going to get an explorer for Eye of God and get the last lighthouse in the north.
Yes. once I took organization here and I harvested those fruit because, well, I was gonna get my giant either way.
Yep.
I was thinking about border growth in the city because of all these farms, but I ended up choosing not to because the tempo I would lose of border growth in
Yeah.
the city would be too much of a punishment.
Yeah, you wanted the
can't- I
faster
can't use so
giant
much tempo.
on this tiny map.
Yeah.
You didn't want to wait.
I'm gonna try and use my early start that I have with a potential faster giant to do something with.
Yep.
Yeah, I choose hunting here. Take the giant. And as you can see, this warrior is taking the ruin. The lighthouse, the delay on the lighthouse is irrelevant because it doesn't give
Yeah,
you
you
anything
already
right
have
now
the
'cause it's
giant,
already blinded.
and you can't get the Eye of God until you get that explorer from the city anyways.
Yeah. Now what I was hoping for is I was hoping for a population ruin. Or stars.
It's a bit of a gamble. Oh, you did get a
Population.
population ruin, and you got the climbing so you can get more vision with the explorer. Nice. Look at all those mines. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of mines in those mountains.
Yeah. I really like climbing here because, first of all, the city only really has mountains to upgrade it with.
Yeah.
But mainly, the reason I took climbing here is because this way I can giant push this guy forward, move first forward towards the city, and only have this
Ooh.
3-tile attack into the middle, giving him less time to start chipping away with archers.
And the only way that giant push would work is with climbing, so you planned that. You're like, I want to
Exactly.
move the giant one closer onto the mountain. Nice.
Yeah, but I can only afford it because I got population, because otherwise
Yeah.
I can't pop a giant and get climbing.
Right.
I can't do both. Yeah, so he starts chipping away, but it has a defense bonus, so it only takes 2 damage. For
Yeah.
now. Here's the original rider from
Ooh.
earlier.
Strategy
And I got
ruin.
Strategy. And at this point,
Ooh.
you already see the commitment play.
Okay, so talk me through that decision.
So I see, okay, he's got a giant already. So, and he's got archers. So if I don't get a knight, or I can't really train many units like he can. He's gonna have more cities than me. I have to make a play fast.
Yeah.
So what I decided here is, he's probably not gonna get a defender. There's no way, there's no reason for him to get a defender. He's probably gonna pop a giant on that city. He's gonna train archers, chip my giant, pop a giant, and that's how he's gonna defend. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna walk my giant forwards, siege the city, force him to pop that giant. So I basically sacrifice my giant, but I force him to upgrade that city as well. And now I have got 2 cloak targets, 2 level 5 cities.
What you're saying is, up until this point, you really tried to keep your options open. You're like, I'm just going to
Yeah.
see what the map gives me. I'm going to see what the ruins give me. And then when the ruins handed you something, you're like, okay, now I have this new direction. I'm going to go that way. But up until now, you hadn't really committed. And now you have a direction.
So I said, okay, he's got archers. Now that's where he made his commitment play. So I'm gonna make my commitment play. And I get strategy. I get diplomacy. I see those archers. So now I'm basically put on a timer because if this play doesn't work, I will lose the game. I will lose late game.
It has to work.
Like,
This is your one path. You're
11
like,
out
I
of 10
have to
times.
get cloaks. I have to cloak those 2 big cities. This is the only win condition for you. Yeah.
yeah. If I don't make a play and I don't make this work, then I just lose because there's nothing I can do in the late game here. And it's a 4 versus 2 in city count, which is
Yeah.
very, very bad. So he starts chipping my giant. He does not get a defender because I don't even think he has organization, to be fair. Which honestly is a better play for him. You just go forestry, pop a giant, get archers. And here I had to make the decision between where I train the cloak. What I was thinking is, if I train a cloak here, and he, I don't know how, but somehow he has roads, he could road this archer forward and get the cloak, which would be a lethal blow as well.
Okay.
And I don't need to cloak his capital, I just need to cloak a city, and either one will do, so I just train the cloak down here. Also, he might not have vision,
If his giant moves west onto the forest, he keeps the defense bonus.
but he didn't, so
You're
he,
lucky. The giant
he
stayed
allowed me
put.
to basically train cloaks into this city later on as well. Yeah. But you can see he's chipping away my giant. Now I explore.
Now you want your Eye of God. Yeah, you planned that. There it
Could've done this
is.
a turn sooner.
These cloaks have to hit. You have no other recourse. So how are you going to move your cloak in so it doesn't get detected?
So my first idea was to put the cloak onto the mountain here,
Yeah.
because it would be less likely for him to actually be able to reveal it. I, at the time, didn't know how many riders he had, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna move this cloak here, because if he ends up blocking, he has ways to block this. I could at least move him like forward to hit this capital and have this cloak in target of this city. And obviously I have to block this road placement to hit the city as well. So I have to move this warrior to block this tile. So like this coordination of units is trying to maximize the amount of control and punishment I can assert when he actually ends up blocking, because the only unit he can block with effectively is the giant. Everything else I can pick off and kill. I was trying to also keep my giant alive to divert the attention of the archers still.
Yeah.
So
you needed that giant to almost soak up the hits and be a distraction, because you do not want those cloaks to get detected. Those cloaks have to hit.
Yeah, I do need the cloaks to hit. It's my only winning condition here.
So the giant soaking up hits, being a distraction, it dies. Oh, and now he's got 3 units right next to there. Uh-oh. How's your cloak gonna hit? There's no space.
That was a very nice bounce. Yeah, the cloak can't hit this turn at least. It is pretty much not hitting anything.
Uh-oh.
If I hit this city, I would only spawn 2 daggers.
You don't want to send it to the little city. You want the cloak to hit a big target. So wait, so what do? Where do you send the cloak? Because it can't hit. You have to wait.
So here I simply try and punish his play of blocking with rider by killing the rider with warriors. But as you can see, warriors will occupy the space that they attack, so I can't put the cloak here. I simply end up going for an all-in play, because now, as I said, the longer the game goes on, the less likely I'm gonna win it. I have to make something work. So I'm putting my cloaks onto mountains.
Oh my gosh. This is your all-in play, right? This is all or nothing. You have to make this work.
Yeah. I'm threatening to hit the cities on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles that he has to block in order to deny these cloaks. And if he wants, I know he doesn't have climbing right now, because I just saw him bounce onto that tile with the rider, and I saw that he didn't have climbing.
Okay,
right?
That's right. He doesn't have climbing, because if he did, he would have moved onto the mountain. Right.
If this was a 24-hour game, I'm sure I would have lost here on the spot, but it's a live game. It's not a 24 hours game. And you only have so many tools, and like, you have to play fast. You only have like 2 minutes to make your move here. When you see those cloak icons, if I may go to this other position here, and you see those cloak icons, and you're trying to find where the cloaks are, you know there are 2 cloaks in play, you don't know where they're positioned, you get roads to get this rider involved as well, and now you're in this pickle where climbing costs 8 stars. Did I put the cloaks into mountains? You don't know 100%. You might know if you spend some time evaluating the position and where the eyes all are, but it's a live game. It's not that easy.
No, you don't have time. You have like a minute tops. He can't deduce where the cloak is, so he just does the best he can.
He can chop 3 forests to get 8 stars, get climbing, reveal this cloak, which is quite obviously onto this tile. But then, even then, you also have this cloak here, which you can't reveal because the rider can't bounce here. You only have this archer to shoot this cloak. The cloak here would need to be killed by one of the warriors, but nobody can reveal it, other than this rider, but you can't afford the roads as well. You can only do 1. And he ends up in a time scramble. He doesn't find the cloaks. He tries and go in, and now he realizes that he messed up, because he could have tried to simply block the cloaks and play passively, but now, if you look at this position from my perspective, I actually have 4 out of the 5 tiles open to hit those cities, crucially on both of the cities, so I can
hit
cloak both of them. And now, first of all, I have 27 stars.
Yes.
But also, he has no income.
Yes. You stole.
Disabled him.
Those 2 cloaks brought you a lot of income and took his income. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And now I can afford archery and train archers. And we're looking at mining for another giant here soon. I could also get mining with monument, a giant here as well. And you won't be able to clear all of it. You simply won't be able to clear all of it.
No, you have so many daggers. You stole the income. You got archers now. Yeah, it's looking a lot better for you. I have a question. Why didn't you train more cloaks?
If I train more cloaks, he can end up blocking again, because the only units I have on the board are daggers and warriors. So he can do the same thing, where he simply sacrifices a rider or an archer or a warrior to block those tiles, and I can't clear them in a way where I can put another cloak there. So I have to get some sort of unit, be it riders or archers, and archers are obviously more efficient here because there are giants in play. I can attack without retaliation. I can shoot off those tiles where the cloak can then land. So I've got 1 turn of archers here. Also for the defense bonus. Slight misplay here to get archery after I cloak, because I don't get a...
Oh, right! You should have gotten archery first so that your daggers would have spawned on the forest with the defense bonus. But it's alright. It's a live game.
It's just a slight inaccuracy, because like at the end of the day it doesn't really matter, because then he just doesn't kill that particular dagger. He's not killing any of the all of the daggers anyways. There's just too many.
Yeah.
Like this dagger on this forest type would have survived anyways.
But so you can siege his capital now.
Yeah, this siege was simply to deny him more stars, so I can buy myself time. Because now I can get more cloaks to get more daggers, but also I can disable his economy for as long as I can to delay him getting knights. It simply disables his economy, and I'm trying to make progress as much as I can, hitting his giant here.
And now you decide you can get more cloaks, because there is a path where you can send it to hit.
Yeah, I try another archer here to threaten a siege onto this tile. He gets a giant with a killing monument, and now he tries to block the cloak, which there is no cloak yet, so it's just archers. This cloak is just freshly trained.
Right, because there was 1 turn you only got archers, you didn't get a cloak, so there's nothing coming. Now the cloak is coming.
Yeah. And here I have this guy still not promoted, because I thought he's not going to kill it, because it's got a defense bonus. And like if he wants to kill it, he would need to like use all 3 units. I have the dagger, so it doesn't really matter. And now I get more cloaks. And I like to talk about this north. It's just a small thing. But I move this 1 dagger away while this guy is attacking. Be like, why are you attacking with 1 dagger, not both?
Yeah.
The reason is I don't actually want him to move away from the city, because I don't want him to defend a unit. He doesn't have climbing. Notice how this giant is still in the city?
Oh, so you left your dagger on the mountain as like bait. You wanted that giant to hit the dagger on the mountain, but the giant couldn't move onto the mountain. It's stuck there. So he can't train another unit.
Yeah, essentially, I just took the 3 hit and the 3 damage, essentially. Because if he kills that, it's a plus for me in any way. If I attack, I get 3 damage of 3. If he doesn't do anything, if he just recovers, well, it's the same thing. If he kills, he can't train a new unit. If he gets climbing, well, then he wastes stars on climbing, which is good for me as well. It gives
either way, it works out for you.
And if I hit with both daggers, then he would simply kill the north one and train.
So you moved the dagger out of the way because you only wanted that 1 dagger on the mountain as a target. Got it.
Yeah. And now, because I didn't deal with the giants, I dealt with all the support units of the giants.
Yeah, but you've got your cloak chain set up now. You can just churn out more cloaks. Yeah.
Yeah. He still has all his giants. I haven't killed a single one of his giants. But
he still has all the cities. He has 4 cities, you have 2, but you're stealing his income every time.
Yeah, there are 2 quotes here that really fit for this game. First quote is, giants don't do anything, they're harmless unless they have the supporting units.
Yeah.
Right? So I simply cleared all the supporting units, and the giants themselves, they're all still alive, but they can only do so much by themselves. That's that. And the second quote that came from me is, economy is great, but the army is what wins games. And I managed to convert a 2 versus 4 city disadvantage into an army advantage by the use of cloaks hitting high-level cities. So obviously you need to have an economy that can sustain the army, but only having economy and no army doesn't give you anything.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking me through this kind of, interesting game with the cloaks as the one path to victory. But you pulled it off, so that was fun.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more pro Polytopia content. Join our Discord. Come play Polytopia with us. A link to the Discord server is in the description. Take care. See you on the next one.